You tried so hard to be good, so careful, so responsible, so impressive. And all along, you weren't chasing perfection. You were chasing a feeling of being complete, a feeling of belonging. To the little girl who worked so hard to do everything right, who believed that if she could just follow the rules long enough, or quietly enough, or perfectly enough, she might finally feel connected. This letter is for you. I remember that moment in 9th grade when you made the decision to leave home and go to boarding school. It felt bold and terrifying and hopeful all at once. For the first time, you stepped into a small version of freedom, a chance to shape your own life. But even then, you didn't know where to look for guidance. You gathered advice from anyone who would give it, but the messages were mixed, limited, and often confusing. And underneath it all was this unspoken assumption you absorbed far too easily. If you didn't feel the connection, if you didn't feel grounded, if you didn't feel at home, then it must have been your fault. You needed to try harder, push more, be better. So you did. For years. You floundered quietly, holding yourself responsible for every moment you didn't feel understood. You performed competence in hopes that the feeling would eventually become real. You told yourself that other people must have figured out some invisible rulebook, some secret combination of doing, being, and trying, that you were still missing. The truth is, trying so hard was never really about achievement. Not for you. It was always about connection. You were taught, directly or indirectly, that if you could just get the connection right, everything else would fall neatly into place. So you spent half your life chasing this idea of right. Right choices, right actions, right timing, the right version of yourself. You believed that if you could find that one right thing, you wouldn't have to worry anymore. You would finally fit. You would finally feel steady. You would finally feel enough. But here's what I can tell you from where I stand now. There is no single right, no singular path, no hidden mystery that once solved makes everything perfect. Connection doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. And you, sweet girl, were never wrong. You didn't miss anything. There was never an elusive code to crack. Everyone's sense of belonging grows differently, in their own time, in their own way. And most of us spend far more years than we admit trying to understand where we fit and how to feel whole. I wish you could have known that earlier. I wish you could have understood that you were already worthy of connection and belonging exactly as you were. I wish you could have saved yourself some of the self-doubt, some of the pressure, some of the quiet loneliness of believing you had failed at something no one ever actually masters in adolescence. But here's the beautiful part. You did grow. You did learn. And you did find your footing. Even now, I am still adding pieces to the life we are building. Still discovering new ways of connecting. Still softening old stories. Still giving both of us room to breathe. And I want you to know that none of this learning means you were behind. It simply means you were human. This letter is from the version of me who finally understands she belongs, and always did. And who, even now, is learning how to rest in that truth more fully. P.S. What's one thing you're carrying today that would make you happy to put down? If you know someone who is carrying too much, share this with them. Let it be a small moment of relief, the kind we all deserve.